Hello again. This is Bill. After Fred was born, we moved to Port Angeles, Washington, where Dad was a recruiter for the Olympic Peninsula, where he went out all the way out to the ocean and recruited people. When we tried to enroll into a public school in PA, they couldn't take John and I both in the same school because of enrollment problems. And so I went to fifth grade out the front door. John went to second grade out the back door. Then we moved back to Seattle after Margaret was born in the fall of 55, 56. And for the next 3 years, John was able to attend West Woodland Elementary School. In the fall of 56, Grandpa Osler was stationed at Eniwetok Nuclear Test Site in the South Pacific, and he went off to do that. In 1957, his knee went out on him, and he was transferred to Honolulu, Hawaii, where they did knee surgery on him. After a long recovery of about 6 to 8 months, he was stationed at Schofield Barracks in Wahiawa on an island of Hawaii, territory of Hawaii. And we moved over there at the end of July of 1958, lived there for a year and a half, saw many wonderful things. Statehood was especially a neat thing to see. The whole process of Hawaii becoming a state and of the 50-star flag being raised for the first time on a palm tree near the ocean. We then were moved at the end of January 1960 to Montana, where Dad worked in the induction center in Butte, where recruits from all the services came in and got processed and moved out of Montana to their training organizations, training places where they went. We were very blessed in Butte that we were involved with the Aldersgate Methodist Church youth choir. Mom really encouraged us to do that. John and I sang with that choir for 2.5 years. We were able to sing at Easter sunrise services in Butte, in church services. We had a field trip to Great Falls, Montana one summer and Billings, Montana another, where we were able to sing and bear testimony to each other of our Savior Jesus Christ. Years later, John maintained contact with Stella Neal, our director, and members of that choir, a choice experience that he had for decades to come. Now, after leaving Butte, Dad retired from the military Army about the end of November 1962, and their family moved back to the Everett, Seattle area. They rented a house on Franklin Avenue near the University of Washington, and in the summer of 1963, I traveled south to visit relatives on a Greyhound bus, California, Texas, etc. And then returned home to find that John and Paul and Fred had learned how to play tennis at the Seward Elementary School near their home. Changed his life. Tennis and music, two special things